live.
As we go live.
There we go.
Miss America.
StreamYard is really getting my goat. I swear to God.
What's going on here?
How do you leave a pair of idiots in suspense? Just leave that we're gonna go live thing spinning and spinning and spinning. So we are live.
Hey!
Welcome to
the show.
In this quarter, folks, we already lost one viewer from this bullshit. All right, so in any case, folks, welcome to Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse.
We're ready to rumble.
I am Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, and with me is none other than Glenn Hallstrom, Old Man Gragnar.
Some schmuck who plays. That's all.
A few. Only a few. A schmuck.
Well, let me get a little high first with this hand sanitizer. Oh man.
Oh, that's why North Texas gives out hand sanitizer. Now I understand. Hey, wait a second. It is a North Texas hand sanitizer.
It is. It is.
Oh,
I used to have like 5 bottles of it. I saved it every year. I had like a whole big stack.
During the year of COVID, I mean, we should have reached out to North Texas. They could have probably survived the whole, supplied the whole OSR.
Oh hell yeah!
Hand sanitizer when nobody had any.
But don't ever tell Doug we're using it for cleaning off battle mats.
That's why I always thought it was for. That's like, oh man, Doug's really thinking ahead. He's giving us.
Did I tell you that story about that?
No.
Doug didn't even know. I was about four cons ago. I was playing in Bruce Hurd's game when he was there, and Bruce and somebody who had the table before they didn't clean it. And he said, well, how are we going to clean it? I said, let me take care of it. I go up to registration and say, hey, Doug, can I get a bottle of hand sanitizer? Yeah, why? And he says, well, Hurd needs to clean off his battle mat. You're not supposed to use it like that. You're supposed to use it for your hands. Sorry. It works too well.
It's got multiple purposes.
That's right. It doesn't wear the mat out either. It evaporates and leaving your mat to smell fresh.
It smells fresh and gets all those dirty germs off the mat.
Oh, hell yes. Okay.
Gamers and their sticky, icky fingers.
Okay, getting this out of the way. What is Eric drinking tonight?
Oh, nothing exciting, man. I don't drink anything. I'm drinking Crystal Light Wild Strawberry in my Stanley cup.
I don't have a drink tonight, so
no drink.
I can go get a drink, but I'm not going. I'll drink after. I'll drink after the show. That
goes for me too. And at Jason's July 4th party on July 6th tomorrow, he asked, like, "Well, what do you and Rach want to drink?" And I was just like, probably nothing. Very little. I got to drive home, and Rach injured her knee 3 weeks ago tomorrow, so she's on anti-inflammatories, which are a strict no about the Drinko.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, just tell them Coke or something. Yeah, bring one of your esoteric drinks.
I will. I could always bring hop tea or hop water, the non-alcoholic way to drink your hops. So yes, the great way, the awesome way.
Oh, yeah. I thought I'd talk a little bit about this.
Nave, I haven't even. I was showing you before. Hold on.
I've been perusing mine, getting ready to do a review.
I haven't even broken. I don't know, folks, if you can see. Mine still has the glossiness of the wrap. So yeah, you do, and I'm going to. Wait, is that the special edition?
This is the deluxe whoop-de-doo edition of Knave, and I got this at the Swordfish Islands.
You went to the North Texas. Okay.
Yeah. I like those guys. They're cool. I mean, Swordfish Island is a good thing too, but they are the ones who are publishing publishing the the print version. You can get the PDF on like drive-through.
Right.
So that's easy. But I'm like I told you before the show, I'm 99.9% sold on this game. I like it. I like some of the things it does, and it's a big improvement from the first edition. Let me tell you.
Okay.
And
as I pull my napkin off.
Popped your cherry with Nave.
Okay. Oh yes, I popped my. I could look at that. Oh, ew, it's all messy.
So if Ben, if you're listening, I doubt it, or watching, who knows? I like it. Now there's a few questions I have, and I think it may, because I'm a grognard, ask how you handle it. I mean, first of all, it implies that you're using D6s for everything damage-wise. Okay? And it also implies you're using a D20 to hit. But it doesn't say anything like that in here. I just wonder why you didn't make that clear. Secondly, since it's classless, how does, say you play a cleric, how do you turn undead? It doesn't say. See, like I said, this is grognard stuff that I'm talking about here.
All right, so does it even talk about like undead and having them turned, or doesn't it even say that?
It doesn't say anything at all.
I
thought it was interesting that all the he listed 100 spells, and none of them are damage dealing. I mean, he said not directly. So there's no fireballs, there's no lightning bolts, there's no magic missiles. But right after that, he shows you how to make your own, generating new spells. So you can make your own fireball or lightning bolt or magic missile, because it's really easy. It's just, it's just a matter of rolling on his wonderful, wonderful tables. So I'm not.
There's a lot of tables in that. It's a small book, but it's chock full of tables.
Chock full of tables. And there were just little things. It took me a while to get the ability scores. What do you mean I only have 3 points? And so I'm going to end up with like stats and 0, which apparently that's normal. Apparently.
Yeah, that's like, I guess that's like average.
Yeah. The slots thing is kind of brilliant. I mean, once you take all your hit points, then you start losing slots in your equipment. And once you lose all the slots in your equipment, you die. Dead. DED. Dead. So it's like I have 0 hit points. Oh, I got hit again. I guess I lose my my water skin.
There's a bad mic in the audience. Just warning you right now.
Bad mic. You want to come talk to us about Knave? That'd be fun. And that's the only thing I can think of right now. But anyway, that's no. I don't have to make a review. No, of course I'll make a review and post it on Facebook, on YouTube. Yeah, I gotta get back into the YouTube thing.
Yeah, Glenn. I mean, it's not like you're not doing it on a semi-regular basis anyway on this channel. You should just be like doing your channel, and then we can work on like the Tavern Video Network and just get everybody's cross-promoting stuff going on, and then everybody be happy.
What? Synergy? Are you crazy?
I wouldn't want to play with that. It could be useful.
No. So
I like Fugly. If Bad Mike gets on, it will be turning to movies.
I doubt it.
And not even recent movies. You're talking about movies. Actually, you're talking about movies even where the grognards on this screen probably weren't alive yet when they were made.
Yep.
That's how old the movies are. Okay.
Yep.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Um,
I'm also looking into, as I told you before, face rip for everything. The Marvel Superheroes face rip system I wanted to use for anything. Because, one and done tables, yeah, I'm there. So I got Jonathan Nolan's stuff, the Face Ripopedia, and his face rip take on fantasy, Epic Fantasy.
there you go.
I will be doing reviews on those too, and it's going to be a hard review for me. There's a lot of good in there, but there's a lot of bad in there too.
There's a little bit of good and a little bit of bad in everyone. Hey, by the way, I'm going to do an informal poll with our viewers. All right, you're gonna just tell us in the chat, big or small. Do you want us to be embiggened or small? So that's all. It's just everybody. If you're watching, big or small, let us know which way you prefer it.
Yeah, Mike, what's this permaband stuff? He says I'm permaband now.
You're going to be permabanned for using hand sanitizer to clean off.
I know. Doug's looking down on me now, saying,
"Yeah,"
or rolling in his grave. No, I didn't do anything to make it roll in his grave yet. So
yeah. Flint in the inside cover, under combat, under attacks. As you said, a D20 is implied. On a natural one, the weapon breaks.
Yeah,
natural one wouldn't matter on a D6. Yeah, but having a rule set looked over by somebody like Tim Kask, asking questions that you kind of realize, wow, I made an assumption on that one, didn't I? And he's asking as an editor, why isn't this explained? Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that power attack maneuver in here though, where you can do double damage with the weapon, but the weapon breaks.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Cool.
That's sacrificing your weapon. You better kill.
I'll just carry 10 long swords and 10 slots. It's like break. Hello, Mr. Gunn.
Have Rage drive home.
How far is he from you?
It's probably about an hour drive without traffic.
Not bad.
Rach can't drive.
Oh, she's legally blind, isn't she?
Yes, she's legally blind and does not legally possess a driver's license.
So you're the permanent DD, huh?
I am the permanent DD. So now Rach, being Rach, if you've met my wife, you know that she's got this sense of humor. We were at the motor vehicles, I guess right after COVID, when they were doing these enhanced licenses, you had to go down and get. So she's giving all her information, and then they have that eye chart like behind them on like the wall behind them, and the woman's not looking at her paperwork just yet. She just has this pile of paperwork in front of her from Rach, and Rach starts looking at the eye chart and like starts like essentially reading out like random letters because she really can't. And the woman's eyes got really wide and like, oh my God, what? She's got a license? And I want to go, wait, go. She's only here for an ID. She doesn't drive.
Trying to get the real ID, huh?
Yeah.
I still got to get one of those.
So
I actually got the like 2 IDs that you need to, do it.
Wow. Actually, I think we have the enhanced, the one that allows you to cross the border into Canada on foot, by car, or by boat. But you can't fly into Canada with it.
Well, we may fly somewhere sometime, so when that goes into effect.
Yeah, they've been delayed it a number of times, but yeah, I've got my enhanced real ID. It's really me. You know, no joking, no nothing. I think Mike's watching on a time delay. By the way, and the reason why I'm saying that is uh, Mike's answering questions like 5 minutes later. Maybe clerics and knaves don't have turn undead.
He's probably, yeah, that's a point. That's a point. I mean, I took that into consideration. Maybe they just don't do that in that game.
Yes. Mr. Gunn, if you've ever driven in New York, New Jersey, you wonder if half of them can actually see it all. Now, listen. New York drivers are much different than New Jersey drivers. Okay? New York drivers are a bit more aggressive. You may get the assholes that tailgate you or won't. They'll see you indicate that you want to change lanes and they put their foot, the pedal to the metal to make sure you can't get in the lane in front of them. All right. New Jersey drivers do the Jersey weave. Okay? And the Jersey weave is I need to go as fast as fucking humanly possible by moving my car from lane to lane and never indicating a lane change.
We should make.
Thus
We,
the Jersey weave.
we just found a new dance, the Jersey weave.
The Jersey weave.
Jersey weave.
You know, I used to, years ago when I was a younger man, I used to teach people how to drive. Usually somebody I was dating.
Oh,
And
right.
I used to try to explain that when you're changing lanes, it should feel like a dance move. It should be like a slide. It should be a slide, not a jerk. If it feels like a jerk, you're doing something wrong. But the Jersey weave is all for the jerks.
Now, Glenn
Um,
wants to come here and talk about microtransactions for some reason. Why did Watsy do something like that?
oh, he's talking about so Watsy announced the pre-orders for the D&D 2024, not a new edition,
Oh, yeah, that thing.
where you can get your digital limited edition Red Dragon not available anywhere else, and only usable on a VTT that doesn't even have a release date. You can get that.
I want the 50th anniversary memorial or honorary AD&D butt plug.
Butt plug.
Yeah.
Your D&D butt plug. Now, what would that look like? I mean, besides looking like a butt plug.
In the day, that would be something the RPGA sent out.
Oh my god, we've got our. Oh, can you imagine a butt plug
RPGA
with RPGA on it? Hey, it would be. Forgive me, folks. It would be woke, right? We're making sure that everybody in our community has a device that only a handful of people will want to use, but everybody could use. Therefore, it's inclusive. Oh my god! I think you're going to scare Mike away if that. If you guys, all right, hold on a second. Hold on.
Just let him. He's being a rabble rouser.
It's being a rabble rouser.
Get him on here so he can.
I can rabble rouse with him.
I want to hear what he says about microtransactions, and see if he wants a Watsy butt plug too.
Well, hey, butt plug. I wonder if YouTube that fits the algorithm. And the algorithm goes, "Oh my god, they keep on talking about these plugs of butts. Time to demonetize them. Oh my god, you can't."
Where'd you get plugs of butt? Where'd you get that off AI?
Yes. Excuse me, give me another name for a butt plug. Plugs of butts. Lots of plugs of butts. I got an asshole filler for you right here. You better watch out.
You know, I only go like really micro, hardly close to the line.
Micro.
You just stomped right over it.
Oh, the hell with lines? What's a line? I'm married to the legally blind. I don't bother with lines. The lines are meant to be tripped on,
So
stepped
where's
over,
Mike?
ignored. You know,
So where's Mike?
uh, I don't know where Mike is. He has to go in. See, the problem is, like I said, Mike's watching on a time delay. So Mike is like, or Mike knows that he has an invite, and he's like, oh, I better go potty first.
Well,
Yeah, it's like,
potty.
oh,
Yeah, okay.
you
Feed the
know,
dog, you know.
yeah, because he can't do it like Joe the lawyer always does, since he doesn't have a video feed up on the screen, which is just randomly walk away to use the bathroom like whenever he wants to, and it's like, Joe, Joe, question for Joe. Oh, he must be not. He must be away at the party, and I'm
The
not talking about the party.
You should potty all the time.
Party all the night. Uh oh, it would be a butt plug with the head of Jason Tondro. And you know what? You must insert it as you read the history of the making of D&D book. It must be properly used at that time. Just saying.
At least it doesn't have. Oh boy. At least.
Glenn, you're gonna step into that dangerous world.
Okay. Well, I can't see. I can't see a butt plug with the head of Mr. Whitman on it. So
Well, at least it would be bold.
no, that would be the sequel to Pencil Dice, Pencil Butt Plugs.
Ah, oh, you see, all right. So, Mike, you're catching up. You've got an invite in your Facebook.
You certainly do.
You got asking you shall receive. Unless it's another Mike Battalato that I sent this to. I don't think so. I think that's the only one Mike Battalato.
There's only one Mike Battalato.
He's
Unless you're
had
talking about his brother.
zucchini, potatoes, and fish. Is that like a healthy Irish diet? I mean, I don't get it, but okay. Flint, well, he had his head up his ass when he wrote that book. He only wrote the preface. He only wrote the preface. Okay. The actual book itself was written by what's his name? Oh God, I'm having a senior moment, Glenn.
John Peterson.
Thank you. I'm like, I was like, I know it's a John, but maybe I think it's John because we've been making potty jokes, and maybe it isn't John. And I was like, all right, so thank you. So Peterson wrote the damn book, and it actually reads well. It's just I wish that
Writer.
the talking butt plugs from Watsy wasn't writing the preface and talking about how evil the old grognards are. Or maybe we are making these damn jokes about butt plugs. Maybe that would be there. Even today, these people from that generation should not be allowed to touch the game. They put butt plugs into a history book. Who would do that? That's not where butt plug goes. It goes somewhere else.
So this microtransaction thing is the latest
Well,
gaming stupid from Watsy.
we kind of can assume based upon the little that we know about the upcoming tabletop that they're going to be looking for microtransactions. That's what they were looking for back in the 4E edition.
Yeah.
The Glee Max edition was you were going to pay per mini, But I need more orcs. Don't worry, they're only 25 cents a piece. Now with inflation,
I wouldn't worry about that right now. I'd worry about getting it up and running.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that too.
I mean, this is 4E all over again with this thing.
Excuse me, waitress. I found a butt plug in my coffee cup.
Ooh.
Oh, is there for a creamer? Never mind. I'm not gonna. I don't want to know.
But
Yeah. It's flavored coffee.
Yeah, Like I said, it's 4E all over again. Yeah, we're going to get a VTT. We're going to get a VTT. We're going to get a VTT. No, we don't have a VTT.
Well, yeah, you remember why there was no VTT for 4E, right? You remember? You know what?
The company that did it went bankrupt, or
nope,
something?
No.
I don't remember.
Okay. Not fried potatoes, boiled with olive oil. All right. So now.
No, God, fried potatoes. Get away.
Here we go.
Not fried. Not fried.
Hey, is this big enough for you folks? Is this what you want?
Oh, look at that! Look at these.
Mike, do you have an air fryer? Do you have an air fryer?
I do. I love that thing. Oh my God, I love it. No, I just want everybody to know my healthy dinner tonight was zucchini, which I like to cook with olive oil and a little spice. I don't salt anything. I do not use salt. My blood pressure is 120/80. Sometimes it's 120/70. It's so good. It's great.
Nice.
So my potatoes, I boil them till they're soft, and then I throw them in a pan with olive oil, parsley, garlic, and I no salt. And I get them kind of fried. I get kind of an edge on them. I cook them kind of hard, so they're kind of crunchy, but they're delicious. I put a little butter. I do put a little butter on them. Put a little butter, and then I had some fish. It was a good meal. I was taking care of myself, man.
I had nachos and vanilla
zinger. Damn, that sounds good. That sounds good.
I had pizza.
Really?
Oh my God! So I ate healthier than YouTube bozos is what I'm getting.
Yeah,
here.
That's
zingers and
for the course.
Pizza. Yeah, zingers and pizza.
My blood sugar was low, so I was like,
that's
all
part
right.
for the course with me.
My blood sugar is at 69. I can get pizza here.
Yeah, that's very low. That's really low, dude.
I go. It's time. Yeah. It's time. So, Glenn, the reason
mine's
why
mine's 120.
I don't think I can do that close in look. It disturbs me. Oh my God!
I can see all the scars. I can see the scars on your guys' face.
Yeah.
The hard life you lived.
All right, so the 4E VTT.
Oh my gosh!
All right, so here,
we got to talk this. This is ridiculous.
So here,
Glenn will enjoy this. Glenn's going to enjoy this.
So the quick history is that 4E was designed from the start to be essentially World of Warcraft on a VTT. Mm-hmm. All right, that was, and they were seeing little songs of microtransactions were dancing through their heads because they were like, "Wow, people get the VTT, and then they'll have to buy more miniatures, and the miniatures are free for us to make, but we can sell them for 25 cents each, and we'll make millions. But we got to program this. We got to get." So what do? They hire a pair of programmers. Now I'm going to tell you right now, the problem is they ordered a pair of programmers, a talented couple. They were a romantic couple. So, first sign that there was a problem with this situation, we will say, is when they ran an in-house demo and then an open, like they put up a YouTube video of the VTT, and it included a demo of the virtual 3D dice, which was video cribbed from Fantasy Grounds. All right? I mean, literally, they just took the video, and I guess they didn't think it would ever leave in-house. They didn't think the powers that would be so excited of, we got to put this out on YouTube. This looks amazing. So that was a warning sign that your programmers are taking shortcuts. Your programmers maybe overpromised. We'll never know, because when the project, and I'm going to put it bluntly, when the project died, it died because the programmers were dead.
Yeah, kind of a murder-suicide. Murder-suicide.
Yeah. The male member of the relationship killed the female and then killed themselves. And then Gleemax, all of a sudden, went away. Never to be seen or heard from again. Yeah. I was like, holy.
It was actually the perfect way for them to get out from under that boondoggle. Unfortunately, it led to 2 people losing their lives, but
Right.
they were able to say, yeah, this didn't work, and we're out, and we're not doing this, and we're gone.
But it had been sold to them as, we remember too, 4E had 2 purposes. It had the purpose of attempting to kill the OGL, which you couldn't, and moving D&D. They were visionary. They were looking ahead, and they were like, wow, if we can move everybody to these virtual tabletops, we can monetize the whole gaming group, not just the DM, which is what they're doing now with D&D forever.
No, they were 15 years ahead of their time, Eric, because this happened in 2008, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, they were way ahead of their time when they said, hey, we should be able to do this all online. And the system or the structure did not exist yet for this to be done successfully. So fast forward to today, and WotC has already stated on numerous occasions this is how they're moving. They want to go digital. They want to have digital as the main part of their business. And the reason is, if you look at the company now, we always talk about this, Glenn, on our Wednesday show, is the company has no more creatives at the top. It's all ex-Microsoft and ex-Amazon executives. Right. They are wise in the ways of microtransactions and add-ons and ordering your groceries online. They know all these things about how to pull money out of the consumer and to do it online. And so I'm sure they envision, dice. You could have special dice that you roll only online, though. You have these special like rainbow dice sets or gold dice sets or whatever, and it'll be an online dice that when you push the button, it rolls, but it's only available online. They've already talked about they're going to have special online miniatures, which aren't real miniatures. They're just going to be images that you have to get. One of them is
why I don't play online with those kind of things.
No, and so I'm going to get. So I've told this story before, and I am a huge proponent of this. I'm going to tell you right now, anything you have online, you do not own. You're leasing it. And I will tell you the sad story, which I told before, of losing my Kindle account. Yeah. When somebody hacked, I had about 200 books on Kindle. Wow. A lot of them unread, were not read. And my account was hacked by somebody, my Amazon account. And to get my account back, I had to cancel the account. But they didn't tell me when I canceled my account, I was also canceling my Kindle account. Afterwards, when I found out I couldn't access my Kindle, I went back and they said, "Oh no, you canceled your Amazon. You can't. It's gone." Like, well, no. I mean, I still have the books on my old Kindle. The books are on there, but if you have Kindle, you can't transfer those books anywhere. Those books are only on the device they have it on. And they said, "Well, you just have to read them on that then, because your account doesn't exist anymore, and we don't have a record of it. Blah blah. We can't do it." And I went through about 3 rounds of this with the people until I realized that I no longer own the 200 books I paid for. And so I am very wary of online music that you don't own, of online video games you don't own. I have some video games that I have 2 video games that I own online because I also have the disc if I ever need the disc. So anyway, wow. I am very wary of owning things online because you don't own them. Like I said, you're just leasing it. You're leasing it.
I'm going to slightly veer into DVDs and Blu-rays here, but there's a similar argument going on there where they always say, well, you don't own this movie, you own the disc, you don't own the movie. Well, yeah, you do. You own a copy of the movie.
Right. But if you stream stuff, which like years ago, we don't have Paramount, but we were on vacation, wanted to watch Yellowstone. So we bought the rights to Yellowstone. I don't know, it was like $20 or something for the season. So as long as we're on, I can't remember what service we use, Paramount online, we have Yellowstone. But the minute we don't have that account anymore, we don't own Yellowstone anymore. Yellowstone's gone. It's bye-bye. So I looked at it as, okay, I paid $20 just to watch it. If I never see it again, fine. I don't watch things over and over again. Like I don't watch shows like I do movies. Like Glenn and I watch movies over and over again. I don't do that with shows usually. So I figured that was for $20 I could deal with that. But I'm not tricking myself into thinking I own Yellowstone's first 3 seasons, or first 4 seasons. I don't.
I will watch shows over and over again, but I'm going to be owning them on disc if I do. I will not.
Absolutely. Yes. I had a really good friend of mine that you and I, that everybody here knows, that several years ago decided to get rid of his DVD Blu-ray library, which was amazing, an amazing fantasy science fiction library. Like every season of Star Trek, all the Battlestar Galacticas, all the Deep Space Nine, I mean, all this stuff, tons of movies, special editions, because it's all going to be online. Well, why do I need it? I can just stream it whenever I want it. Well, they also had all the Marvel movies online. Guess what you have to do to see a Marvel movie nowadays? You better own Disney. If you don't own Disney Plus, you're not watching the Avengers. I'm sorry. Yeah. If you want to see it online. He sadly found this out as the years went on, that all these services, so you can't just stream, because there was a time, I don't know if you guys remember, you could see Marvel movies on Netflix. I mean, they were available on Netflix.
I remember.
Yeah. And then Disney said, nah, that doesn't make sense. We have our own network. We're going to just make it only on Disney. So there you go. So if you don't have, so suddenly he wanted to see Captain America first movie one night, and he couldn't because he didn't have Disney. And I'm just saying is that he regrets now getting rid of his collection, because he realizes now, even though things stream, they don't always stream on the same service, and some are getting harder to find even streaming. Yeah. I mean, you can't just say I want to see a movie. Like, you can't just say I want to see Casablanca and then look up and then find it. I mean, sometimes you just can't find it. Maybe it's not available.
Yeah, and this is a hokey example here, but this one right here, you got 15 martial arts movies. Okay, now they're not the greatest things, but I would like to watch them once in a while. Where am I going to find it on Netflix or anything else?
You're not, because those are little known B movies. That's another thing. You make a good point there. You make a good point there, Glenn, because you and I like B movies, like horror B movies or old noir or stuff like that. That stuff's not available really anywhere.
Like the Criterion Channel, that kind of stuff.
Netflix is not going to have some old 40s B movie, starring, I don't know, Alan Powell or something, because it just doesn't get enough viewers. So they're not going to carry that stuff. If you want to see it, you better have the DVD, or you better have the VHS, or I don't know, whatever you're using now. And Fugly, you're right, Fugly. You're saying you need to rip those. That's absolutely true. Now it was hard to rip in the old days when you didn't have terabyte drives. Now that you have terabyte drives, you can do that. So hard, but in the old days, you couldn't. I mean, oh my God, the space needed to rip so many movies at a high rate of, copy speed. It was impossible. Now it's a little easier nowadays, but yeah. Even then, so I've got a project that I want to do the next few years. I have hundreds and hundreds of music CDs that I want to put on a hard drive so I can digitize it all and have it all available. Because guess what? I get in my car, guys. There's no CD player in there. There's no DVD. There's no player anymore. You are supposed to subscribe to
there's a USB port.
Yes, USB port, or you can subscribe to Pandora, Spotify, or satellite radio. That's how you're supposed to listen to music in the car. There is they make no allowances for having music on DVD or CDs or even like I can have it on like you said, a USB, but really to have it on a USB, you have to record it to the USB. It's just it's a long process. And so I've gotten to run really bad. I just have satellite radio, and then I'll just stream Pandora or Spotify from my phone.
Yeah, I think
Hey, Mike, try and find this one online.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, yeah.
Stop making. Oh, the video about the Talking Heads.
The concert.
Yeah, that's a great concert.
The best concert film ever.
One of the best ever. Yes, one of the top 10 of all time.
Try and find that on stream.
So Eric, what are we looking at here? What are you showing us here?
Yeah, what this is the pre-order for the 2024 Player's Handbook or the core books. Now, as I see a fly by my screen, they are offering stuff. Now, by the way, what they are offering, you need to be a D&D Beyond subscriber for the digital stuff.
Okay.
And the early access, you have to be a paid subscriber to benefit from it.
In the master tier.
Or the hero tier. The hero, I think, is $2 a month. Master is $5. Somebody mentioned it on my YouTube channel. So the dice sets, 12 digital dice sets. Do you really value faux fake digital dice sets that you can use on D&D Beyond, and I'm assuming on the VTT. They don't say. Frames. These are for your apparently for your character sheet in D&D Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Backdrops. I guess I don't know what the fuck that is. Maybe it's like
Well, it's but whenever you're running a game, I guess if it here behind the screen or something. Yeah.
So again, early access of 2 weeks or 1 week, depending on how much you're paying for the service. Now, Dragons of D&D digital art book. Well, that's only if you're pre-ordering all 3 books. And the Gold Dragon Digital Mini is again only if you are getting all 3 books as a pre-order. You get a Gold Dragon Digital Mini, which is what? Nothing. It's nothing. It's a tchotchke that doesn't even exist. At least in the days of EverQuest, you did the pre-order, or you got the collector's edition, you got a cloth map, you got a dice bag, you got a coin, you got physical shit that there's nothing physical extra here. And people are confusing something. As I saw this happen when I did the video, people are like, oh, well, you get a PDF copy of the book 2 weeks early. No, you don't.
You do not, because they don't do PDFs. Watchy does not do PDFs.
This is all D&D Beyond. So again, like you gentlemen are talking about, if you ever cancel your subscription, if you ever somehow are out of the environment, you can't go take that with you. Now, admittedly, do people rip that into PDF? Certainly, it looks like shit, but people do it.
Right.
But
I got some
or wait a week, it'll be up on Pirate Bay. So the sites, one of the sites will have it. Yeah. Or sites like it are Pirate Bay and sites like it. Yeah, they're still around. So just wait. Yeah, wait a week and it'll be a BitTorrent or something. Do they still even do BitTorrents? Oh my god, they probably don't. It's showing my age.
So I mean, this is how ridiculous this is. And now something else I want to point out: if they're giving away, and I don't think anybody's covered this part, if they're giving away 34 frames and 15 backdrops and 15 dice sets, if you get all core of the books, then they're already telling you we're going to be doing microtransactions for this shit. Because if we are giving you dice sets for this, we'll be selling you dice sets otherwise. I'm surprised they're not telling you that each digital dice set is valued at $2.
Once this goes live, I know there are going to be some people who go, "You never sent me my dice."
Of course not. I mean, you're right. No, of course there will, Glenn. Yes. Because people they'll think, where's my Gold Dragon Mini? I didn't get my gold. How do I get my Gold Dragon Mini? Well, it's on D&D Beyond. Well, what do you mean? It's a miniature online only. It's digital. What? You didn't say it was just digital, dang it.
Better take a screenshot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is everybody kind of knew this was coming. At least Eric and I did, and we've known this is coming. But I think I'm reading the articles now, and people are shocked to find gambling in this casino. And they're shocked to find, wait a second, this is really pushing the digital side. Yes, it is. And look at this the early access is dumb. Okay, 2 weeks, come on. To get the new rules? I mean, really? 2 weeks, that's it?
But now remember,
paying extra for them? Come on.
Something that we learned during the OGL fiasco is that most of these D&D Beyond accounts are free accounts. People were canceling their accounts, but it didn't hit their bottom line because the accounts that were being canceled were free accounts. But they are requiring you to be a paid subscriber to get the early access. So they are bringing you into their paid subscriber environment. Haven't heard that spoken about. But that's what they're doing, folks. There's nothing altruistic. We're doing this out of the kindness of our heart. We're making sure you get early access as long as you're a paying member of our environment. You gotta pay your toll, because if you're just a free D&D Beyond member, guess what? You don't get early access. I'm sure what we're going to get. I'm sure you'll get. Hey, if you were only a paid subscriber, you could be reading the rule book right now.
Mm-hmm. And this is why they said in late 2022 this is an under-monetized brand, because they had this in mind for a long time. We're going to monetize this brand in different ways, and one of the ways we can monetize it is when we go online, VTT, we're going to make these guys pay for miniatures, they're going to pay for dice, they're going to pay for frames, they're going to pay for backdrops, they're going to pay for all this stuff. It's all going to be something that they can charge money for.
This kind of
all
thing now makes me feel sorry for the Magic the Gathering players.
Oh yeah,
well, they've been getting screwed. They've been getting screwed for years. It's the same problem with them. It used to be, there'd be like, I don't know, a set a year, then it was 2 sets a year, then it was 4 sets a year. Now it's like 6 sets a year.
And most of it's digital.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting absolutely screwed, I know.
Now, here's something else that I don't know if anybody's remarked on, but I'm going to remark on it.
What's that?
There's a line under the Gold Dragon Digital Mini. And what is it? What does that line say?
For upcoming 3D virtual tabletop.
It's not even named yet, folks. They don't even have
this thing. It's not even it's not even called a
they haven't found a suitable name for it yet. This is going to be coming. You're thinking
it's not even Gleemax. It's not even Gleemax. Gleemax had a name.
Right, September is when the Player's Handbook comes out. 2 weeks earlier, so we are talking that if your D&D Digital Mini is going to, they're going to go, oh, well, it doesn't really release with the Player's Handbook. The Mini will release with the Monster Manual in 2025. I don't give a flying fuck. What's the name of the VTT? What are you calling it? What's the snappy name that your marketing dollars are going to be pinned on? You don't even know yet. You don't even know yet. Or, even scarier, you know what the name is, and there's such a division between D&D Beyond and the virtual tabletop sides of the company as to who is taking the lead on this, that they wouldn't even name this. Remember, this little advertisement is from D&D Beyond. They won't even name the upcoming 3D virtual
It's really hard to believe this doesn't have a name yet. That is suspicious.
So think about it. Either it doesn't have a name, which is scary, or D&D Beyond refuses to name it, which is even scarier. Now, Mike and I could tell you that we have heard rumors that there is a certain amount of strife between the D&D Beyond and the VTT divisions because both believe that the other side should be supporting them, not that they're working in tandem or in partnership. Both sides believe that they should be the primary and build the VTT. D&D Beyond is here to support the VTT, or the VTT is here to support D&D Beyond, and they're not playing well together. And I've seen this happen in other organizations, NYPD even, where different divisions step on each other's toes because they both think they should be primary, or with different city agencies. So for this to be happening within WotC is not a good sign.
Yeah, every cop movie you see, the FBI guy runs and there goes, the FBI is taking over this case. And the cop guy goes, his partner goes, the thieves are here. We can't let that happen. There's nothing we can do, Joe. The FBI's, so that's every bad cop movie has that scene where the FBI comes in and takes the case over. In this case, you have two people two groups that think they're perfectly able to run the future of D&D, and I don't know why they haven't picked a winner or loser yet, to be honest, because I think you need to pick one or the other and go all in with that. I don't know why they're just letting this fester, and they're not really saying, okay, this is our primary right here.
All right, so dream big, build small. The VTT is going to be Foundry. I don't know. Remember, they're still working closely. Well, first off, they've shown us this 3D VTT. I don't believe Foundry is got those 3D elements, right? They're building it off of Unreal.
Right. I'm thinking I think what WotC wants a Roll20 killer, basically.
Well, here's the thing.
Absolutely, yeah, Glenn, you're right.
They
I'm
do. They
absolutely.
want a Roll20 killer, and they want to control it, but at the same time, they're still working with Roll20. Remember, Roll20 is going to be selling. I don't know if they're going to be selling the core books. They're going to be supporting D&D 2024, and there's been no talk about the DMs Guild moving, which surprises me, only because WotC is going to be in direct competition. But instead of withdrawing from other VTTs, it looks like they're supporting multiple ones, which is maybe not that I think that this part of the market is big enough for the feds to get involved and somebody has a monopoly. But if WotC decided to only license the VTT to themselves, not the VTT, but I mean the rule set to themselves, in theory they could do that, right? So they're not doing that. But
it's all very confusing, and for the old school gamers. Now, new school gamers, it may make perfect sense, but anybody over the age of 50 is going to be like, huh? Well, I don't understand. I can't just run out and buy the book and play. And I think that's.
Gee, he froze.
Oh, I thought it was just me there for a second. I was like, but Glenn is still going. So Mike,
yeah,
Mike will come back in a.
He will return. Mike will return after these messages.
The role of Bad Mike is being played by.
Where's Rach?
Yeah.
Does she play Bad Mike?
Yeah, Rach, we need you to play Bad Mike. He's being taken over by an alien entity. He's being frozen in time.
I know. If he doesn't come back, I just want to, the rest of the show, just have that picture there with him. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine.
He fully dropped, so maybe he'll be fully back.
Damn. So I didn't see anything about a D&D Beyond butt plug there. Are they going to get that?
I think the D&D Beyond butt plug, you get a virtual one.
A virtual, yeah.
Virtual D&D Beyond butt plug. And it says the directions say insert thumb here. So
thumb, yeah.
That joke just wrote itself, Glenn.
Pretty much.
Ty Beard snuck in the back room, and I was like, "Hey, time for the butt plug joke." And Ty right now is probably going, "Oh God, help me."
Well, I was sorry Mike didn't stick around. I want to talk to him after the show.
Well, he might be back. He might be experiencing.
All right.
Or he might not even realize that he got booted.
Well, Jason's asking questions that I can't answer. That I needed to talk to him.
There we go.
There he is.
I got booted, man. I've been having such good luck lately online, but my luck ran out tonight.
I told him we were going to do the rest of the show, just that still picture of you up there. So we'll just talk. What do you think, Mike? Well, I think so.
Well, anyway, that was just my one point, is that this isn't for us anymore. We're going to have to get used to it. Over 40 gamers, over 50 gamers. It's just not this isn't our bag, man. It's just not our bag anymore. And you know, we can bitch about it, which doesn't really do any good.
We still need physical media, like the game books.
Look, I like flipping through a book still. I have all the Clark Ashton Smith. Well, I did have them on Kindle, and now I've got the paperbacks I still read. I mean, I've got PDFs of most of the stuff I have on that shelf, but I still read the books because that's just reference. That's just in case I need it. Because if I put that on my tablet, I can't read that. I have a problem. I have a hard time.
It's easier if I've got a book. I'm going.
Well, I'm going to throw out a quick. Since we're talking about WotC and we're talking about digital media. Many of us have been getting digital media long enough to remember the Great Purge. The Great Purge from drive-through. When
the early aughts, yes.
You know, so WotC, when they went on drive-through early on, they put up what was mostly a bunch of really bad scans.
They're real bad. Yeah, they were really
bad. Some people, I mean, not saying it was me, but I legitimately bought scans and then had to go possibly online looking for scans I could actually read after saying I paid for this. But here's the thing, and now this is what really I'm surprised WotC didn't suffer from. When they pulled access to those PDFs that people paid for, they gave like a 48-hour notice. And if you missed that notice, if you were
and luckily I'd already downloaded them all, so I was like, lucky, I've already got that.
Well,
but here,
big, build small said what I was thinking.
you know,
I heard they were coming back.
But the thing with that purge was WotC was telling you, yes, maybe you paid for this. We can remove your access with with 2 days notice, and you've got nothing if you haven't downloaded it yet. And we're not going to give you back your money. They basically gave every gamer who bought digital products
it's the same thing as the streaming stuff.
And that's when I started going on BitTorrents and Pirate Bay, Eric. At that point, because I said, you know what, if they don't care enough to give me access to their stuff, then I'm not going to worry about not paying for it anymore.
Yeah,
because I'm like you. I bought a ton of a ton of the PDFs back in the day, a ton of those, and then you can't get them anymore. You don't own them. Luckily, I'd already downloaded.
I don't know if you can still do that. I don't know if you can still do this, but I remember, because I grabbed a copy, you can get a really nice PDF of the Rules Cyclopedia by just Googling it.
You can only do that now. I don't think you couldn't do that 20 years ago.
Where it came from.
You can only do that now. You can't do it 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot easier now to find stuff if you know if you know how to look. But the thing is, I was happy to support WotC, the inheritors of the D&D IP. I was happy to buy legit PDFs, and because somebody at the company went, "Oh my God, this shit's being pirated. We got to pull it all. We got to pull it now." It would have been different if they said, "And we're going to refund the monies of everybody who bought from us." But no, they weren't going to do that because they took your money. So, folks, remember that when WotC is offering these digital tchotchkes on their VTT, what's going to happen when their VTT isn't successful? They shut it down after a year or two, and then everything that you invested in it.
Well, how about this? Okay, so let's say I'm an early investor there, and I buy a bunch of stuff, and I get a bunch of dice sets and miniatures and stuff. And let's say I don't know, I have a death in the family or something happens, and I don't pay my membership for a while, and it lapses, and I don't really pay attention. Then a year later, I go, man, I need to come back and get my account and get my stuff. Is that account still going to be there? Or did I not pay for it and it's gone? I mean, can I reestablish the account and say, okay, I've let it lapse for a year, but I want it back? I mean, I don't know the answers to this, but it has a chance of being a really, really nasty, barrel full of worms there. Yeah. Like, nope, sorry, you lost it all. You didn't pay for 3 months, and you've really lost access. You need to start all over again. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
For PDFs, this ain't free, but I found a subscription to Scribd is very valuable.
Oh, yeah, Scribd or Scribd, yeah.
Yeah.
That has a lot of stuff. Yeah, that has quite a bit.
$11 a month for all you can.
I will tell people right now, this isn't breaking any laws or anything. If you want an issue of Dragon or Dungeon Magazine, just put in the little search bar, Dungeon Magazine 66, and then I'll let you figure out what happens after that.
Yeah.
But you can pretty much have any copy of Dragon or Dungeon Magazine.
Yeah, I believe it's the Internet Archive.
I mean, it's the first search listing that comes up. It's like, oh, okay, there it is, and boom, there it is. It's all.
I believe there's a number of gaming magazines on the Internet Archive.
Yeah,
and
that too.
Delve in deep. I mean, I owned. I still have my original disc of the Dragon.
The Dragon Magazine Archive. Yeah.
Yeah, which was at the time it was an amazing value. I love it, and I still pull it out every once in a while. But that was also proving that WotC had no idea what the hell they were doing, because they were reprinting stuff they didn't have a license to republish.
They didn't have the rights to some of the stuff in there. For instance, the biggest one obviously was Knights of the Dinner Table. They did not have rights to reprint, which led to Jolly and Kenzer getting a Hackmaster off the ground, because they would have won a gigantic monetary battle, but it would have taken years and years in the court. And they just said, how about if we just can publish old D&D stuff and do a wink version of it and do, okay, yeah, we'll just do that. And so they had like a 5-year license to do that, 5 or 6 years, where they would put out these parody dungeons that were basically like Temple of Existential Evil and the Underdark,
Borderlands,
Little Keep on the Borderlands, which actually they were really good. They did a really good job. They did them a little tongue in cheek, but they were very good. They're a very good addition to your library.
I had a few things from them. The only thing I have now is the DM screen, which I hang on because
which was gigantic. It would fold out like 16 folds,
like 75 folds.
Yeah, it was gigantic. It was kind of an in-joke.
Their entire monster manual on there.
Yeah.
It was
very much an in-joke. And look, the Hackmaster stuff was really good, because I remember running Descent in the Depths from their modules, because I didn't want to tear up my modules, and I was running it for a bunch of kids, and so I just used the Hackmaster. As long as you had the stats, it was pretty much the same thing. So but that was all because
you could use it with 1E or Osric. No problem.
Yeah, or 2E too. I used it with 2E too, but that was because WotC screwed up and didn't have the rights to those cartoons, and then they turned out later on didn't have rights to a lot of that stuff. They reprinted. Exactly. That they didn't own it outright. In other words, they bought it for one publication only.
Yeah,
and then, but I mean, it's a great item. I'm with you, Eric. I mean, I wouldn't trade that for anything. But like I said, now if I want to look at Dragon 13, I just put in Dragon Magazine 13. Click.
I've got them all on my hard drive. I've got them all.
There it is. Yeah, I do too at this point. Right. I've just downloaded them all, but so they're all there.
You know what? I feel. I'm not going to say ashamed, but a little embarrassed that when Gary Con started, I assume it was for Hackmaster because Gary Jackson.
Gary Jackson,
so
yeah.
They had it in the strip. They go to Gary Con.
So I just looked it up on Wikipedia. There's 10 years between Hackmaster 4E and Hackmaster 5E.
Wow.
Although Basic came out after 8 years. So I'm guessing they got a 10-year license and they used it to the best of their ability. I have a lot of the 4th edition stuff. It was
it was really good. By the way, Gary Con, Glenn, they got permission from Jolly to use the words Gary Con because Gary Con had been used in Knights of the Dinner Table magazine, but the strip way before there was a Gary Con. And Luke, I think, actually contacted Jolly, said it's okay if we use this for Con, and Jolly gave his permission. Said sure, if it's for Gary to whatever. So yes, it was Gary Con was a thing first in Knights of the Dinner Table, and then became a real thing after that.
They could have called it Gygax Con.
Maybe that's why Jolly's always a guest at Gary Con. I wonder if they're still footing his bill to come there to help to reward him for naming the cons.
Here's the problem with calling it Gygax Con. Remember, you had Gygax Magazine, which was cleared out of existence by Gail Gygax. By the way, she'll say it wasn't a lawsuit. It was a legal action protecting the trademark, which never had been a trademark in the first place from my reading of the trademark law. But in any case, can you imagine if they called it Gygax Con, what would have happened? I'm sure Luke was already thinking it along those lines when that came to be, because that would have been not good.
Yeah, Gary's a much more neutral name than Gygax, which is very specific, and yes, that was shut down.
Well, they could have called it the Arnicon.
I think they have that. They have an Arnicon now. I think they have Arnicon.
The Arnicon,
Yeah, but I don't think Luke would have called it Arnicon.
No.
I don't think Luke would have been going, my dad's rival, co-creator yet rival.
Yeah, they're not celebrating. They're not celebrating Dave.
It says EggCon. I love that.
EggCon's great. That's put on by Heidi and Eric Garland, so that's going to be fun. This is the first year this year.
Yeah. It's later this month. That should be interesting. hey, if you're going to be in Lake Geneva, summertime's probably the time to do it.
About 2 weeks from now, I think they just
Better-
released.
better-
By the way, they're like us. They have a limit on tickets, and I just saw today they released a few more tickets. I don't know if people canceled or what. So if you're Lake Geneva, check it out. They're gonna have a lot of special guests there. It looks fun,
go-
man. I might go someday. I think I
better
might go.
go to GaryCon in March.
I did that, Glenn, and it was
Cold as
tough,
hell.
man. It was tough. Everybody got sick. Everybody I knew got sick. It was bad, including myself, by the way. It was just anywhere in March and that far north, you're going to have issues.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's sick.
That's
Yeah.
why Becky always wondered why I never went there. It's just because I don't want to be in Lake Geneva in
Oh.
March. That's why.
Unfortunately, TotalCon kind of has the same rep for me now because everybody I've known that's been there has pretty much been sick too, including Eric got sick there.
Well, that was 2020. 2022, 2023, 2024. No issues.
See, it was
I
funny
think they
'cause I-
changed the air system in the hotel.
Yeah.
They finally upgraded it. The air
Okay.
feels different.
But it's funny because I used to go every year to DundraCon, which was in the President's Weekend, but that was in California, so I don't have to worry about that kind of weather stuff.
We've been remarkably okay at North Texas, although we did have a few sick people this year. But we've dodged a bunch of bullets because of the warm weather. So we haven't had.
That's one upside of just going to North Texas. I don't get con crud.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, we had some people that get sick this year though. We had a couple of COVID cases, but they weren't very powerful. The people who got COVID, I just saw them say, "Hey, I have COVID." Then afterwards, I didn't hear anything. So either they died, which I don't know, they didn't die. No, but no. So yeah, they had some very mild colds and COVID, but it just warm weather cons are going to always be much better than
Yes, yes. I'd rather go in the summer, believe me. And you guys are like bordering summer. I remember that year that Gage wouldn't let me go home. We were chasing a thunderstorm all the way back.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that was the year. It was Sunday. You closed the con while we were still playing. I remember that, Grandpa. I haven't played a game with you all weekend. And it's like you play with me every week. So anyway, but you stay. I mean, I thought of asking Gary sometime, like, could you ever move the con a little warmer?
Nope, it's where it's at, man. It's not going anywhere. One of the things that makes con successful is you don't mess with the time of year or the location. And we've only changed the location very reluctantly over the years, and only to move up to a better location. Because look, I've seen too many cons that just went willy nilly, and they would change locations every year, or they'd have to be different weeks, and they just don't.
Origin used to be that way.
Yep, but now they pretty much settled in. Unfortunately, they're 2 weeks after us, but they've settled into that June.
Yeah. I went to their last one before they settled in Columbus. That was San Jose. I hated it. I hate it because they spread it out all over the city.
Oh, well, that sucks.
I don't like that. I'm not new. Yeah, but all right, fine. Stay where you are. I don't care. I'm getting a free ride next year. I don't care.
Yeah, move North Texas to Oklahoma. Yeah, there you go.
No.
Theoretically, we have a con. We have SoonerCon, which is that's basically a sci-fi con.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you have a gaming room that nobody ever goes in. It's great. I've been to those kind of cons. They're not fun if you're a gamer, anyway. Oh hell, that's the way the mop flops, you know. But yeah, I guess you guys can stay where you are. That's fine.
The mop flops.
Yeah, that's the way the mop flops.
Wait a second. Axel F is out at Netflix. I might have to watch that tonight. Somebody just said Axel F is already out. The fourth Beverly Hills Cop.
You got another one out?
It's 30 years after the last one. They had to wait 30 years. I don't know why it took so long, but
straight to Netflix. It's going to be a winner.
Yeah, I'll probably be there. I'll be there.
That's because Eddie Murphy's still trying to make a comeback.
Hey, he did that really good movie. Glenn, what was that movie where he played the B movie director that does all the crazy?
Oh
B
no,
movie?
it was Dolomite is my
That
name.
was great. He was really good. He did a great job in Dolomite.
Yeah,
That was
Moore, he was great.
excellent job.
Oh,
Yeah. I think Eddie Murphy still got something. He still got it because Dolomite was exceptional. I thought he did a great job.
Really funny.
If you haven't had a chance to see Dolomite, it's really good. You don't even have to know about the movies he does. It's a funny movie.
I wanted to go back and watch Dolomite and the other one, The Human Tornado.
The original ones.
Yeah, the originals. Yeah. Because
they're pretty bad, man. They're bad. If you haven't seen them in a long time.
Half the first one, it's like
they're bad.
Man, Murphy really nailed this.
Oh, I meant the original Dolomite movies. They're really bad.
I know.
They're really terrible.
That's the fun part about it, though. They're fun. Isn't there a role-playing game for this one? Oh,
there we go. Ty Beard's he's a Dolomite fan. I knew he was going to be. Dolomite's my name. Yep. But I don't know. I don't trust Ty's taste in movies always. He likes some kind of sketchy movies. So.
Hey, Thugly. Hey, I can. I want to go to the best cons. I can go to the best cons. I have no problem with that.
Fugly, well, he's going to come. We're going to get him to North Texas maybe next year. So
yeah, bend his arm. Bend his arm.
Bend it, damn it.
Axel G. Oh man, Gunn is being nasty here. Should be called Axel G for Jerry. Actually, I think if I remember reading the synopsis, his daughter is a cop now. So I mean, it's supposed to be 30 years later. So obviously he's had a kid. It's like 30 years old now. So I mean, yeah, he's
that's scary, man.
I'm ready.
I was going to wait to ask you this. But since next year I'm going to be a special guest.
Yes, you will. You'll be our media special guest.
Thank you. Jason wants to know if I get a room, can he room with me?
Why not?
I wondered how
many. You just share that king bed. That's no problem. We have no problem with that.
No, two doubles.
Share that king bed. Yeah, that's no problem with sharing the king bed.
Ask them. And it's like, why? You're not going to be there.
Uh-oh.
I said, Gage has got first call.
There you go.
Well, Gage can share the double.
Two doubles, and we get him, his girlfriend, Jason, and me. Boom. There we are.
Oh, wait, whoa.
No. It's okay. She's
okay. All right.
No. I'm just saying.
Permissive grandpa here. Yeah.
I asked Gage, and I said, because Gage said something about them getting a separate room, and they came back and said, no, she's going to be with us. She don't care. She just wants to go to the con.
Okay.
So you and Jason are going to be sharing a bed anyway.
Yeah. Jason was spoiled. I came home. Jason was spoiled this year. He got a bed to his own.
Googly says Oklahoma City was the center of the best cons in the 90s. I remember I went to SoonerCon. Is it SoonerCon? Was that in Oklahoma City?
Yeah. And they still do it too.
The problem with SoonerCon is the year I went, and somebody told me this after I went there, it was turning more into a Star Trek sci-fi convention than a gaming convention. It used to be a big gaming convention in the 90s. And then I think by the time I went, which I don't remember which year, I remember going, it was almost all Star Trek, Star Wars, sci-fi. There was really not a ton of gaming because I went to look for stuff to buy. I was looking for dealers to buy stuff from, and I remember being very disappointed there wasn't a lot of gaming dealers there. So yeah, SoonerCon used to be really good, and they kind of went, they went away kind of.
Yeah, but anyway, next year should be a really good con, really good North Texas.
North Texas or SoonerCon?
North Texas. That should be a really.
Oh, yeah, of course we are. Yes, of course we are. We're gonna have a great.
I don't know, something about next year. I just got it in my bones. It's going to be special.
Wow. Okay.
You're going to get some very special guests and a lot of gaming, and you're going to get enough tables.
We're going to be building off the success of this year. Next year, we'll have, except this year, next year, I think we're going to have the vendor hall full. We had a couple of cancellations this year, and I don't think that's going to happen again this year. I think next year the vendor hall, because everybody did all the vendors did very well at the vendor hall this year.
You got more. You can have twice as many vendors in there if you're doing the ballroom.
Well, I mean, we had 1, 2, I think 4 empty slots this year.
Yeah, because I saw that. I'm going, look at these tables. If there's no vendors, why aren't anybody gaming on there? It's strange, because you kept saying we were like short on tables for open games or something like that.
By the way, I'm still looking through the stuff I bought during the convention. That's how far behind I am. I'm still going through my box and going, oh yeah, I bought this. I forgot all about this. Oh, what's this?
I packed my suitcase from all my games that I bought.
I'm still trying to get Gage over here to get the stuff I bought him.
Oh well, take this shit out of my hands, God damn it!
I got him a dice jail.
Possession's 9/10 of the law, man. It's in your house. It's yours.
And I got him his first 100-sided die.
Oh. Is it one of those kinds you roll it and it just starts rolling forever?
It looks like a golf ball. Yeah, and I had one. I got rid of it, but he liked this one because
I always were suspicious.
He has to have metal dice.
Oh God, a metal 100-sided dice? Gee, that must weigh 20 pounds. Good Lord.
Yeah, it was like it's got some weight to it. Yeah, that's nice. But hey,
it can be used as a weapon to sling with a slingshot, or you can roll it on the table.
Yeah, well, I always liked what's his name? I can't remember his name.
Zaki stuff.
No, this is something RPG sent me. What's that guy in the one book? The crazy wizard.
Emrakul?
Yeah.
I
got Emrakul's fist.
Oh, that dice. Yeah, that's a big old giant.
You don't want me to. I mean, it's only plastic, but you don't want me to lob it at you. Really don't. So make.
You can't even really use that dice for a game, right? It just has symbols on it. It doesn't have actual numbers.
But it also came with a.
Okay.
And I got the PDF of it, so I can always print it out.
The PDF of it? What? Oh gosh, Glen has gone PDF on this. Oh my God!
Not the thing. It's like, yeah, don't make me throw this, man. Make that damn roll like I told you to.
I don't know. I think I'm worried we're going to be bashing on WotC next year, and Glen's going to say, "Oh, PDFs are great, man. VTT is awesome. I've been using VTT all last year."
But WotC doesn't do PDFs. No.
Oh, that's right. They just do VTT. So
they do their own digital format.
Anyway, I was kind of hot when I read it, but then the more I looked at it, I was like, wait a sec, this isn't for me anyway. I'm not gonna bow to this nonsense. I'm not paying for a book I don't own. I've got all my books here. I got piles of books all around. I got PDFs. I'm fine. I'm doing okay with my stuff. I feel bad about the new gamers that are just getting into 5e or whatever they're going to call it, and then they're going to play it for a while and then give it up, and then to get back in, they're going to have to pay another fee, and they're going to get all upset and say, "Oh, I don't," unless they have a reactivation fee. I don't know.
Yeah, 5e just isn't as cracked up as you think as it's supposed to be. Matt Evans totally abandoned his game with Garther.
Really?
Because
that was a pretty good game.
He got sick of 5e. He went to Catholic Crusades, especially with the OGL thing.
So this is just me spitballing, Glenn, but from what I hear, people that play 5e, it's a great intro game to D&D. People love it, but like most games, the sweet spot is levels 1 through 5. Once you get higher level in 5e, everybody I talk to says it falls apart. You just can't scale correctly. And that's a problem with a lot of games. It's hard to scale the higher level you get because there's so many more possibilities. There's a lot more possibilities. Yeah, it's tough.
Well, remember too, they finally admitted. Man, I wish I could find the article. They finally admitted that whole balance thing the system that they gave you to balance your encounter.
It was all made up, right? It was just all made up.
It was not
the CR system. Yeah, the CR system. That's why people always say the CRs don't work.
It's not what they use in house. It's not what they use in house, but they put it out there to give you the illusion that you have some control over it. What the reality probably is they didn't want third-party publishers able to publish things that were quote bound. They wanted third-party publishers not to have the insight, and therefore they fucked with you all.
Yeah, I heard that. See, that's why I know with Frog God, we had such a hard time figuring out CRs for everything because a lot of our editors and writers admitted they didn't work. The 5e CRs don't work, and so we would have to figure out our own way to do CRs, and that makes sense. That made sense when they announced that because they didn't know, they weren't giving us the right information either. So
yeah, they knew. I'm sure they knew. I'm sure in-house they had their own. But this is what we're going to give for the public. It will break down around 4th or 5th level, and fuck them. This is our trade secret. You know, this way we protect 5e from those evil third-party publishers. So
it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't like CRs. I don't like target numbers. Now let me explain my position on target numbers. Target numbers, I don't like it in 5e. I don't like it in my D&D. But if you have a game that's kind of that built in, I have no problem with it, especially if it's easy to figure out. But if you're going to tack it on to an already existing game, I hate it. Because
well, how about
I've got my own system of how I want to, set up the monsters and stuff.
Well, the point about D&D is that you need to know your place in the world, and so if you're low level and you go into a dungeon and there's a vampire, you got to, okay, can we take the vampire or do we need to run from the vampire? And you need to think that not every foe or opponent is there for you to defeat. Maybe it's just there to, to give you a warning or to scare you or just to see how inventive and, I mean, I've had low level characters talk their way out of encounters with dragons and giants and stuff, by role playing. They'll role play it.
Yep.
And so, it's, so I never believed in like, okay, your first level guys, they run into a dungeon. It's weird because every monster is their ability to defeat that monster. That's really odd. No, I'll stick a high level monster in there just to see what they do. I mean, the venture I play tested this year at North Texas, it's made for first through third level characters. There's a mummy in there. There's a mummy, and you can't even turn the mummy. They're too low to even turn it. So what are you going to do? Are you going to run away? Are you going to use oil? I mean, there's all kinds, you have to think about, that the party that I ran through there, they killed it. They had two people. They had one guy knocked unconscious. I think their dog died. They had a dog that died. By the way, his name was Balak the Fifth, Glenn, just so you'll be happy. Then they carried on the tradition of, now he did last the whole dungeon and didn't die till later though.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he died later. But yeah, so I mean, I understand CR is maybe a good mechanism if you don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're just a beginning DM and you just say, okay, I don't want to have too powerful, because there's some creatures that even though they're low level or more powerful, I'll give you an example. The Sturge. The Sturge is only 1+1 hit die. 5 Sturges will mess your party up.
Oh yeah.
If they start hitting and sucking the blood out, and you can't pull them out fast enough, you're going to have a lot of dead people laying around that room pretty quick.
You're right. I that's why I think you're right. The CR system is wonky.
And ghouls are another one. You may put a ghoul in your dungeon, think, okay, well, yeah, okay, there's one ghoul guarding the tomb. All that ghoul has to do is hit a couple people and have them fail their saving throws, and you got a disaster on your hands. I mean, you're like, we're in trouble. We have 8 people, but the ghoul just paralyzed 3 of us. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I can tell they didn't think this through because they did not make any provision for special powers of the monsters, special abilities. I mean, maybe a dragon or a beholder, but that's about it. So what are you going to do, Well,
the party in my adventure, they only had 2 magic weapons, so they had to fight the mummy. So you got holy water, you got fire, and you got the 2 guys in the party with magic weapons. One was a spear, and I think one was a dagger. So I mean, it wasn't, okay, what are we going to do? They had a great plan. There was 8 of them, I think, 8 or 10, 8 of them, and they first of all started firing arrows at it, but they forgot that silver arrows don't hurt mummies, so it's just arrows were sticking in it, like, oh, that's not hurting. So they buffed up the 2 guys with magic weapons, and they ran an attack, and everybody else just threw holy water and oil, and hopefully we just crossed their fingers they weren't going to hit the party with party members with flaming oil.
If we had torches, I'd start lighting those arrows. and firing.
That was actually that's a smart. They didn't do that, but they did use one guy got into combat using a torch, and so I had to on the fly say, okay, it does 1 to 6 the first time it hits, it does 1 to 3 as you start bashing out. You know, so that was actually pretty smart. He was like, I'm going to swing torch, but they managed to kill the mummy. They didn't lose anybody. They had a couple guys knocked unconscious, but they had some good teamwork there. But that's why I put a monster like that in there. Look, they could have that room was not necessary for the adventure. They could have gone in, awakened the mummy, and just left, and that mummy would not follow him out of that room. He was just in that room, and that would have been it. Okay, well, we're not going to go in there and get the treasure because we're not. And there was a lot of treasure in that room too. By the way, this adventure will be published next year. It's called Underneath the Unknown, but I put a lot of treasure in that room because if you're a low level party, first, second level, you defeat a mummy, you deserve some buku stuff. I mean, that's.
Are you going to put that out for the con?
It'll be off for North Texas. I've finished writing it. I've given it to Tom Wilson so he can mess with it. I've got an artist working on the art. Chet Minton, artist Chet Minton is doing the cover. He's doing the cover. It's going to be awesome. So I'm excited. Yes.
Wait a minute. Chet Minton.
Chet Minton. Yeah, he was at the con. He comes to the con every year. He'll be a special guest next year too. By the way.
I was looking at name. I thought it was Chetman. It was Peter Mullen.
No. Oh, Peter Mullen's awesome, man. I love his art too.
Isn't he?
He's got some good stuff. Yeah, I probably can't afford Peter Mullen on my salary. So.
Well, he did. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's the questing beast. He's got bucks, man. He's got a lot of people watching his channel.
Yeah. He only comes to North Texas once, and I miss him.
Did he come once? Last year? Was it last year?
A couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. I don't remember him at all.
I saw his YouTube video on talking to people at North Texas. It's like,
oh dear, I feel
where
bad
the hell
about
were
that.
you? I was there.
Really? He came a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I totally. Oh.
I had
I
no
missed
idea.
He was talking to everybody except me.
Oh dear, what was I doing? What was I drinking that year?
He didn't talk to anybody on the screen, Glenn. How about that? I mean,
Yeah. But then again, I got to do the podcast seminar this year, and that made me happy.
I don't think he likes me, Ben. So because I said something wrong to him at Gary Con. So
you mistook him for another mistake.
Yes, I did.
Look, you got to start working on making friends and influencing people. Okay.
I called him the wrong name though. Ben Milton. I called him. Who's the other famous Ben? And I don't know.
Ben Barsh?
No,
Yes.
I know who Ben Barsh. Oh, Ben Riggs. I thought he was Ben Riggs.
Ooh.
And so I started talking to him like he was Ben Riggs, and he finally said, "I don't have any idea what you're talking about." I'm like, "Oh, you're Ben Milton." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not Ben Riggs." And then he was like, I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go over here and get a drink, and then ignore you the rest of the time because I can't believe I did that."
All the other cons like TotalCon, Gary Con, whatever con, they get the heavy hitters in the podcast, like him.
Yeah, I think people look. Yeah, other cons look at that. Like I know Paige has a lot of, including Eric above us, or this guy up here. Eric will be at Paige.
Go figure.
But I mean, people like Professor Dungeon Master, people like that. We never get those down in Texas.
I mean, because we don't pay them to come. I mean, if you pay them to come, they'll come. I mean,
I didn't. Okay,
now, Professor DM, he says, I think I've seen a video of his where he doesn't really like to travel a lot. He had cancer. He just got through cancer treatment. So I don't know if he would come to. I like Professor DM a lot. I think he does a good job.
Cool guy.
Yeah, he's got an old school mentality, even if he's running newer school games.
He has a lot of the same opinions I do on stuff, which makes me like, okay.
If we ever get Matt Colville there, I know we've arrived.
Yeah, when I did the video on actually the D&D pricing turning into like video game pricing, he commented on it. He goes, "It's sad that we were right."
Yeah,
he was saying
that's true.
That we were, yeah. And he goes, he said, "It's sad that we were right." You don't always want to be right, folks.
No.
When something is gonna turn to shit, you want to be wrong. I don't take satisfaction in going, "Yeah, I knew they were gonna fuck this up. I don't take.
I wish we were wrong about WotC. I wish this whole thing had turned out totally differently than it did, but we weren't wrong about anything. And in fact, it got worse than we thought. It was worse than we thought. So you know, it was really bad. It really sucks.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'd like to see him turn it around totally. I wish this summer they'd fired all that after they fired Cynthia Williams, they got somebody in there a gamer. I wish they'd hired a gamer to run the company.
Our gamer business.
No, they've hired. They don't have a president. They still don't have a president, do they? Aaron?
No, they got nobody. Chris Cox just is taking out his member and putting it in two places at once. I mean,
whoa, hey, yeah.
Hey, ho. When you can swing it around and it's that big, no. But seriously,
I mean, what company gets rid of their president and doesn't hire a president? It just shows what a corporation. It's corporate. It's all corporate. Even Williams, she had no clue what she was doing. She knew nothing about gaming. She was a figurehead, and this just proves that Cynthia Williams was an absolute 100% figurehead because they haven't hired anybody to take her place. That shows you how essential she was to the company. That they haven't even hired. What now?
They're saving money.
We don't pay corporate salary. I guess you're right. No corporate salary for you.
Maybe that's one more person they don't have to fire in the next purge.
The one more Microsoft or Amazon exec that doesn't get a job.
I don't understand why this was a big deal in the news about the purge. Because WotC used to do that all the time, at the same time too, around Christmas time.
Oh yeah, that was like
same old.
Well, they hadn't done it; it hadn't happened for a while, and this purge was getting rid of people that had really long institutional ties.
Yeah,
people behind the scenes,
Mike Merles, guys
but
like
there were
that.
People that were behind the scenes that were involved in things like contracts and other stuff that you don't normally hear about that got axed. And
they fired somebody from basically the mailroom, right? An older lady who'd been there for 30 years. I mean, they got this was all about clearing the dead wood, and so they used the excuse of post COVID. There's been a lot of companies that have downgraded because a lot of companies did really well during COVID, and WotC was one of them. WotC had record sales during COVID because people were stuck at home, nothing to do. They were playing D&D online. Right. So it was about time for them to clear out these people because they had hired a bunch of people. It wasn't sustainable. But as Eric said, it's very telling that the type of people that were fired, and it was usually people that had a lot of. It was very experienced people. It wasn't just Joe Schmo. It was Mike Merles and people like that that had a lot of experience.
It was people that remembered possibly what WotC was. People that were there, they're turning. We joke about it. They're turning 5e into something that's not 5e, D&D into something that's not D&D. They removed the people that were there, for the most part, with very few exceptions. The 3X people, gone.
All gone.
4E people, gone. Chris Perkins, I think, was the only one around.
He's been there forever now. He's been there since before 2000. But that's about it, really. That's really about it.
So when you look at like people like Tandro, he came from Paizo. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was told that he was the one that actually formed the Paizo union. He was the lead. Form a union and then leave. I'm surprised that I guess he's now with management. So now you don't want a union at WotC. Oh no, can't do that.
Got corrupted. Yeah,
it's a shit show.
It was.
It's a shit show, folks. It's a shit show. So
it'll keep rolling. So we get to. I mean, we haven't even got. This is so delicious. We haven't even got to Gen Con yet. God knows what's going to happen at Gen Con this year. We already had the aperitif, which is the Crit Awards. God knows what's going to happen when we get to the actual product of Gen Con. So
it all rolls downhill, fellas.
Well, I mean, the any nominations were announced today or yesterday. Mm-hmm. They announced and listen, Shadow Dark is up for Game of the Year and a few other stuff, and I think it's well deserved. But if you are a D&D player, not just an OSR player, if you are a D&D player, the list of nominations is going to be very obscure to you.
Yeah.
And which is interesting when you think that the vast majority of RPGers play D&D or a flavor thereof, and it's very missing from the entries.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, yeah, it makes sense because look, the whole industry is trying to move in a different direction, and that's, I don't know, right or wrong. They're all trying to move in different directions. So, yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. Oh dear, there's some. You got to be kidding me.
What?
Is this year?
Yeah.
No, that's 2023. I'm about to say.
Oh, okay.
Journeys. Okay, there's some terrible stuff there. Okay, never mind. Okay, here's 2024. Okay, let's see. Best adventure long form. Okay, there's a Call of Cthulhu, Delta Green, Heckna. Yeah, there's no D&D. No D&D for best adventure long form.
Not
Best
even a third
adventure.
party. Not even a third party.
Best adventure short form. No D&D. Best adventure accessory digital. Nothing D&D. Best non-digital accessory. Nothing D&D. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. Best cover art. Nothing D&D. God, you're right, Eric. There's wow. Best art interior, no D&D. Best cartography, no D&D. Oh, our buddy Dyson will be sad about that. Best community yeah, they're I don't see very many awards at all they're up for. Best game, no.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Now Shadow Dark's up for best game. I guess that's really 5e. So you could say Shadow Dark is backdooring it by saying best game.
Even though it's hard, whatever you want to call it, it's a flavor of D&D. That's the only. Yeah. I mean, there's a few things.
Where's the best podcast?
Yeah, and by the way, I'm rooting for Kelsey to win this, but I won't be unhappy if she doesn't, because this is politics in its purest form. And all you have to do is point to the fact that back in the day, Paizo would win every single fucking award, and they were a paid supporter of InWorld, and they still used to win every award. Which, gee, that's weird, And then so they got away from that for a while. Then WotC would win every award. And so it's just a big company. It's a big company pat on the back award until Zach Smith found a way to game it, and he won a couple years. And then after that, they made rules where he couldn't game it anymore. And yeah, it's never, look at the past winners and you'll go, huh? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Just look. Wasn't the winner last year, the year before, Coyote and Crow? Which is a game that nobody plays, and it's not at any conventions or anything. I mean, nobody plays that game. I mean, it's a well-regarded game, and I'm sure the rule book reads great, but nobody plays it. It's not played at any conventions.
Pathfinder core rule, best rules? What? Jeez.
But hey, listen, if Pathfinder wins that, they're going to give out like 19,000 awards because everybody, then I won an Eddie along with 17,000 other people at Paizo.
Best setting, let me see. Nothing. Yeah, no. Best setting is Pathfinder. Lost Omens is one of the. So I guess we consider Pathfinder D&D. That's kind of D&D, right?
It's kind of D&D.
Based on it, sure.
Best supplement, no D&D. Best writing, no D&D. Product of the year. No. Shadow Dark is product of the year. Man, as much as I love Kelsey and that whole group, I hate to say this, I kind of don't want them to win because they'll be big time then. Everybody will be saying I used to play Shadow Dark. I love Shadow Dark. Shadow Dark's so great. They don't know what Shadow Dark. They don't have a clue. They're just
Where's best podcast, and should I be seeing Eric?
I didn't see anything about podcasts, actually. Hold on a second.
Should see Eric's name in there somewhere.
Well, he has to get nominated by somebody. Everybody hates this. Nobody's going to nominate Eric.
And
I don't see it here.
Vince used to always submit himself for it.
Yeah, he'd always submit the shows.
Yeah, he's like, and
I think you kind of got to do that. Yeah, you kind of got to submit yourself.
Yeah,
I
mean, Thinko's Hammer was up a couple of times.
You know what? I don't think I see best podcast.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe they're not doing that. Doing that.
Online content, best monster. It's in alphabetical order, right? Best monster, best online content.
That's it.
Blogs, best production, best RPG related, best rules.
There we go. Yeah. Okay.
Best streaming content. So now, no more podcasts.
Interesting. Well, yeah, because anybody, they all stream now. Nobody does a podcast anymore. They just stream.
What the hell am I doing? Oh, never mind.
They stream their games.
You're old, Glenn. You still podcast. You're old.
Yeah, well, this is technically still podcasting.
Yeah.
Old guy cutting.
Yeah, I mean, best output. The Alien RPG is really good. Everybody loves that. I mean, I just don't see a lot here that I can look. Like everything else, these awards aren't for us, guys. For the kids. Not for us.
If Emperor's Choice is watching, RPG Grandma's going to run Arduin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, next year or the year after, they should be up. The Emperor's Choice for Arduin.
They're not going
to. You have to submit your own stuff, and you have to send 5 copies out all over the world to these people, and then they get hundreds of submissions, and then they usually just choose something that's got buzz, or they don't choose regular people out of nowhere. Although I was really surprised, Zach Glazer got Whisper and Venom nominated, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, just being nominated is really good enough.
Right.
Oh, by the way, how did the show go the other night with the Arduin guys?
Went very well.
Oh my gosh, it went great. We had Jim on there too, and Jim didn't know a lot about Arduin, so they spent a lot of time explaining Arduin, and I spent a lot of time gushing over Arduin, how cool it is, and yeah, it was we had a great time. It was really fun. Those guys are good guys. They're old school to the core, and they're just really good. They're good. They're great. Unlike the people running WotC right now, the guys running Arduin are great caretakers of that property.
Yes.
Not like the guys running WotC who are terrible, absolutely horrible caretakers of that property.
Well, they're like, the original stuff, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't with your and somebody else pushing. I wouldn't get that close to that property because it's offensive to us. The original,
right?
D&D, it's offensive. Can we make money off it? All right. Well, you know what? We'll make money off it. Tell you not to buy it.
If it's offensive, I think you should nominate it next year for 3 castles. That'd be funny if it won.
By the way, Kelsey was so excited to win the 3 Castles Award because she said that's the first award she's won for Shadow Dark. I said, seriously? And I thought about it. I was like, our industry needs more awards because she was right. I mean, except for the Annies and I don't know, is there anything else? I mean, there's really not a lot. I guess the Crit Awards.
There's the Crit Awards, man. There's the Crit Awards.
No, they're weird. The Crit Awards. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of awards, so she was really excited to just won something for it. So it seems like there was a lot more awards back in the day. It used to be all kinds of every convention had their own award, like the Origins had their stuff, and Gen Con had their stuff, and everybody had an award. And I just don't see those kind of awards anymore.
Foogly, we never got the Tankies off the ground.
The Tankies. Oh no, where's the Tankies?
The Tankies. We need the Tankies.
We need to get the Tankies going.
And you know what?
It's in the same drawer with the manuscript for Attack of the Penosaurus.
We would just the Tankies. We could give away tankards, right? Drinking vessels. That's what really. Paid. But yeah.
What's the award look like? A plate of
Tankies.
Never mind.
It gotta look like a tankard. It's gotta look
it's a beer mug.
A tankard full of excrement.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, the Tankies would be more like a tavern. This is a goblet. This is a goblet, kids, not a tanker.
Yeah, it should be a tankard.
I have to go downstairs. I don't feel like running downstairs to grab a tankard.
All right, so something vaguely like.
There you go. Yeah.
With the tavern on it.
Yeah, it's useful too.
Yeah. Hey.
How
We're
about?
gonna have a tanky. We're gonna all have a tanky. Hey, they get tanked. Yes.
Why
All right. Your job this year, Eric, is to work on the Tankies and get those things started.
Oh yeah. We're gonna give it away. We're gonna give it away. Give it away at
North Texas. You got to give the
North
Tenkies
Texas?
away at North Texas.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll
gee.
have a show.
Second place is a Tenkars Tavern butt plug.
We'll go. So we'll have a show after the whiskey tasting on Friday where we give away the Tenkies because we'll all be sitting there drunk anyway.
Oh,
Let's just do the Tenkies Friday night.
Oh, that is brilliant, tabletop. You should also have a Tenkars toilet award for the worst crap in the hobby.
Okay, well then we could easily do that. That'd be hilarious.
I nominate Fugly to design a small toilet.
And he will, like, he's already got it done, right? I mean, you just said that, and he'll have it done in 5 minutes. It's going to look and it will look awesome. It will look awesome, too.
And it'll say Tenkar's toilet right over it, with a sign that's slightly askew.
He's already got it done. It's already done. He's got it finished. That guy's so quick on the draw. It's incredible.
Egged out weird.
Well,
thank you.
I don't think I can do a repeat of Wednesday's show where we went into like.
Oh my God, Jim would not let those guys go. He was so into finding out about Arduin.
One more thing.
Yep.
Fugly says
Arduin is cool though. Arduin's very cool.
The toilet should look like a mimic. You're giving too many ideas away there, Tom. Okay. Dwarven girls will have beards, damn it.
Hell yes, the Dwarven chicks have beards, man.
But they can braid it. That's how you tell them apart. They make
so
sure
in my world, I'm running Dwarven Deep. Greg Leslie's Dwarven Deep for my group. By the way, I think we're going to get together next week for the first time since May. But all the Dwarven women, so the Dwarven women have beards, and their attractiveness is rated on how long their luscious beard locks are. So, and so Dwarven women that want to become adventurers, the first thing they do is they shave themselves, and they immediately become disgusting to all Dwarven males. I think they look hideous.
I like saying my female dwarves don't have beards, but I have it as a joke in my game that they do, but all they have is stuff. How can you tell? 5 o'clock shadow, stubble.
Yeah, so they have these scenes where they're walking in town, and a Dwarven lass will be walking by them. They go, "Ooh, did you see how long that beard is? Oh my God, yeah, I did. Wow, that is. I mean, not how they looked in their mini skirt, or that's like, oh man, that beard was almost dragging the ground. Oh my God.
Can you imagine that beard?
I want a piece of that. Oh, I want a piece of that beard. Oh my God, they're going crazy. And one of the things I built in the campaign also is there's very few Dwarven women, so you have to accomplish great deeds to ever get a wife. And so a lot of the adventures, all the characters are Dwarven in this campaign. They're trying to outdo themselves to cover themselves in glory. So someday when they retire, they can say, "Hey, I killed all this shit. I did all this stuff," and that way they can actually get Dwarven women because it is not a gimme that you get a Dwarven wife in Dwarven society in Dwarven. There's not a lot of women there.
Described by law. I keep thinking of Life of Brian, the stoning scene. Are there any women?
Fake beards?
No.
Fake beards. I kind of like that too. Yeah, as Gunn says, like Victorian times, did you see her ankles? Oh my God, so hot. Yeah, that's when they used to have chairs would have little doilies that went over the legs of the chairs because you weren't allowed to see any legs at all. But if you caught the glimpse of a chick's ankle, oh my, that was like you're finding your big brother's Playboy under the bed. You're like, whoa, that ankle was so shapely.
Different place.
That was a shapely ankle.
All right. So, Fugly has found a starting point.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, my God. Look, I told you it took him 5 minutes. 5 freaking minutes. I told you.
Put it up.
This guy's he's ridiculous. This guy's ridiculous. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. There's a Tenki right there. That's a Tenki.
Well, that's a Tenkar's toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to have the Tenki and the toilet. So the Tenki tankard and the Tenki toilet.
Yes.
Yep. And worse. One of each.
On the back.
I like it. All right, that's your job, Eric. Work on the Tinkies for next year.
Some of
We
these
gotta have categories.
like-
We gotta have categories for Tinkies.
some of the guys who get Tanky's toilet might like the award, like people. Who
I
like
know.
Right.
Red-
Fugu did not design this, by the way. He just it's a
Okay.
starting point.
All right. I figured he found that. Okay. Still, look how quick he found it, though. Come on.
Yeah,
You know.
toilet mimic. There you go. Anybody got a 3D printer out there?
Everybody does, except for me.
I have one, but it's not set up. So
Ooh.
Printer awards. That's me.
all right, folks. I think
Well, guys, thanks for letting me pop on tonight. By the way, I had a big July 4th full of nothing. It was fun to get on you guys July 5th because my July 4th was a yawn.
Ours was too. That's okay.
And I want to say, up in heaven, happy birthday, Mother.
Oh,
My mom's birthday.
happy
today.
birthday to
Absolutely.
the mother of the old man. No,
Glenn.
It's Glenn.
Glenn's mommy. Yes.
That's mom. Absolutely.
Hey. Folks, just a quick reminder: there is no live stream tomorrow night. Gamers Health is going to be on Sunday night because Rach and I are going to be partying for a July 4th party poolside, mind you.
Oh my. Oh
Why?
my.
There's no way I could get it. It's like Rachel's like, pool? There's a pool? It's like, yeah, there's a pool. So,
Yeah, it's one of those blow up rubber.
no, it's actually an L-shaped pool. I was impressed. So Jason from who attends North Texas with Glenn invited Rachel and I out. So we're going to be there tomorrow. So Gamers Health is Sunday night, 8 p.m.
All right.
And then next
All
week
right.
we'll go back to our normal time.
I want to hear about this. I would be there if I could.
So, folks, on that note, like, subscribe. You know the thing. We're inching up on 3,500 subscribers, which is awesome. I think we're at 3,482, and we get them the old-fashioned way, the honest way.
We don't buy them. Wait, we don't buy our subscribers.
We don't buy them like certain masters of dungeons that.
Well, we're gonna be hard. Yeah, we're gonna be hard pressed to catch up to some of those guys if we don't start buying our subscribers, man. Come on.
So
listen to Radio Grognard.
All right, folks. As usual, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. I'll catch you all later.
Good night, folks.
Be good.
We are all.